Welcome to the Virzi Triplets show. Today, we got one of our old friends and comedians, Bryan Torresdey, joining us on the podcast.
Oh, my gosh. The brothers Virzi.
You're one of the first people I think we met in comedy.
One of the first.
Yes.
Jesus.
We knew you when you were Bryan Day. Now you're Bryan Torresdey.
I had to, dude. I started off with like the stage name, and then I just realized I'm like, yo, people don't do that anymore. No, they don't do that anymore. So it's just like I gotta just go back and embrace the heritage. And it was one thing too where like every time I would go to casting, they would see like Bryan Day. They're like, oh, is this a white guy who just happens to tan? And I'm like, the Torresdey is the full, like, my family's name. Yeah. So then when we came here, my parents tried to Americanize all of our names. So, like, that's why my name is Brian. My brother's name is Chris. My brother's name is Julian, Alex. So it's like, they just try to Americanize because that's what immigrants used to do back then. Now you can keep all of your name. And
it's actually better if you keep your names.
Yeah, be like Taiki Waikiki and like all that. Like, now that you can have a name like that in Hollywood, we've turned a corner.
Yeah, Tua Tavalunga. Ty Tomvaloga, whatever his name is.
That's football. Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
No, all right. No, I'm just kidding. That's just a cool name.
But it does help. Have you noticed a difference adding the Torres in there?
No, it's just something that's just like I'm just going back to, you know. It's just better. I don't know. Now that you can embrace it, it's cool.
I didn't even know it was your actual fucking name.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I used to just do Bryan Day just because I was like, oh, it's just shorter, it's just easier. You know, for comedians, when the MC brings you up, like, oh, Day, that's so much easier. Yeah. And now I go back, and then they're like, is it Torresdey? I'm like, just Torres and then Day. It's just easy.
Torresdey. Is that your astrology sign too? Is it Taurus? Is that how you say it?
It's a Taurus, actually.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah. Is your chick into astrology?
No. But we're in
I've
LA.
had friends that like their girls are into astrology. Like, it's so dumb. And then a couple months later, she's like, well, you know, my rising sign tells me. And I'm like, oh, dude, she warped your mind, dude.
Yeah.
These women, they're all wizards now with the stones and the crystals. My girl got me into bracelets. I'm into bracelets, too.
Yeah, you look like a little raver boy with those.
I am. You know what, dude? This is like an older kind of pickup
artist.
You got the
tats now? Yeah.
I got tattoos. I got everything. That's the Torresdey now.
That really is.
That's the Torresdey.
There you go.
I grew out the hair, everything.
Yeah.
This is a different look. I used to look like you guys. You all clean cut and with the fitted shirt.
All American.
Short hair.
So you had buzzed hair. I think you buzzed your hair. Or you had like a little.
I had a fade. I had like the Nazi undercut. Remember when everyone was doing that?
Oh yeah.
That was in style.
Yeah. No, I feel like the astrology thing we have to be used. Although I understand why some girls like doing like astrology because they got periods and shit. And
they line up with the moon.
Well, here's the thing, like
women are magical.
Well, some
they really are.
They
like
really
if they're
are.
around an ocean, like their boobs get bigger and stuff.
Is that true?
No, I just.
I'm gonna move down to the ocean.
I know. Yeah, go down to Huntington Beach, man. They're all swinging.
You know, some girls apparently some girls if they're around a boss bitch, their period cycle will sync up to that girl. Have you heard of that?
Yeah,
that's a real thing. That's a real thing. So. Like, if that happened to me, like, if we were hanging out with a group of dudes and, like, our balls synced up to yours,
sagging at the same.
I would believe in astrology.
Yeah.
Like, I would believe in some sort of thing like that.
The nuts are all just swinging at the same motion.
Yeah.
Like wind chimes. Like,
yes. Yeah. And they just, like, the same frequency, and it's like, oh, we all just blew a load at the same time or whatever it is. But, like, I would believe in astrology if my period was synced up because of a boss bitch or something. Shout out to International Women's Day today.
Yeah. Shout out to those broads with holes that we love to put our thing in.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Those women are awesome, dude. They have holes where we can.
And the women with penis. I like that too.
You like that? Yes, you're right. There's women now
well.
that have nice throbbing shafts.
Yeah.
And they're just as women as women who were born women.
I agree. Yes. There are women with bigger dicks than me out there, and
there really are. There really are. I know when that Pornhub algorithm hits you with like a video you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I wasn't expecting to see that, but I'm better for it.
Are you on the hub a lot? Do you spend a lot of time?
You know what, man? I actually, as I get older, I've naturally just kind of not been a big porn guy.
God bless. That's well, you got a gal, so that helps out for sure.
No, like that actually makes you double down. You're like, yeah, you got a gal, so you're off porn. I'm like, no, I was more into it, but I've naturally just steered away. The point is just to get so busy with your day where you're not really lingering there. Yeah. And it's also get getting past the age of 30. So
Well,
it's just easier
True.
now.
True.
You're not horny all the time.
Well, we're going to we hit 30, and Mitchell's had a drop in his hormones, so he thinks he's like
jump. Yeah, I
he
had a
thinks
huge
he's
libido jump. Yeah.
Really?
So I'm gonna get my testosterone check tomorrow, actually. So
What's going on? Like, what was it? You're just like, I'm not.
I've had some wiener
I'm not
issues.
getting hard anymore. Have you gone soft while you're about to be
Yeah.
in the moment?
Yeah.
Are you a limp
Woo!
Yeah. So I'm gonna go get it checked out.
What happened? Can we talk about it?
little gummy worm?
I mean, it was nothing.
Yeah, you pulled the softie. Did you go soft inside?
Here's the thing. It was just bending every time.
Yeah.
And you try to cram it in.
She's just like, it's okay. Yeah. Can I tell you guys a story about going soft?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was with this girl that I was like super into,
Yeah.
right? And she was a girl that was, as we can say, for International Women's Day, she was heavy bottomed.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm very much a fan of.
She got that-
below the waist, body positive.
Yes, very.
Super
and
pooper.
So I remember like, we'd gone on like 3 dates. First time she got undressed, I was like, perfect, this is it. We're about to go in. And then I was like on my game. And then you guys will understand because you guys are workout guys. I was taking those natural testosterone boosters.
Yeah, he just started taking it on. I just bought one at Costco.
Yeah. So like you take where it's got like horny goat weed and like all
Yes.
that. Yes.
Ashwagandha,
horny
baby.
goat weed. Shout out horny goat weed.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was taking them, and it was crazy because I had hooked up with a chick 2 weeks before while on it, and I was like, dude, super
raging, just like, let's go.
I was like, dude.
Throbbing.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Looking like the Washington Monument.
I was like Thanos with the gauntlet. I was like, I
Nice.
could,
Let's go.
I was strong, man. And it was like gauntlet strong, And she was just like, oh, that was amazing. Like, yeah, that's when you do a great job is afterwards you're laying in bed and she's talking about it.
Yeah.
Like it just happened. And I was like, okay, cool. So with this chick, I was like, yeah, here we go. Little did I know, you like fluctuate when you're taking the natural tea. Like sometimes you're on a high.
Yes.
Sometimes you're
Yes.
on a low.
Yep.
So with this chick, we were starting to go at it. And then I just realized that my guy was not standing up.
oh,
Yeah.
no.
And like he was not. And she was like kind of, making
Offended.
sure she was doing her part is what I got to say.
And you were into it, right?
oh, yes.
Because like I've had that issue too, where I was into it, I was like down, and it's just looking at you like
and your guy's just, still in the sleeping bag.
he's on vacation. He's like,
yeah,
we're,
he's just in there.
Yeah, he's like-
he's peeking out. But
Yeah.
he's, it's the turtle in the show.
No.
You know what I mean? And by
are
the
you
way,
clipped?
no, I'm not clipped.
Oh, there you
So
go, yeah.
I'm in
You're in the
I'm in
sleeping bag.
it's in the turtle shell. It didn't do one of these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
didn't come out.
No. And she's like, God bless her. She was doing everything she could. And then she gave me one of these. She basically what I'm doing to Sean right now. She gave me one of these. She was like,
Hey pal.
it's yeah. It was literally one of these like,
Yeah.
it's okay. I know it happened. And then I'm just like, inside, I'm dying, man.
that makes it worse.
It's when that shoulder pat where it's just like, we were in the heat of the passion and then it just goes to,
Grieving.
and
like,
she just told me like, that was it.
Do you know what- do you know what-
you're a 5-year-old that just lost your little league game.
Yeah, it's like,
okay,
hey,
champ.
Yeah, hey, sport. Hey,
pal.
we're not going to win everything.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know what the best thing to say to a girl when that happens is?
What?
It's your fault.
Just be like full on misogynist. Like,
Just be like, this never
other women
happens.
could get it up. You couldn't.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Happy
Well,
Women's
and here's
Day.
the thing.
So it was the same chick that you previously had got.
No, this was a
different chick.
Body positive.
So wait. Go back to this because I just started taking. I bought a Costco natural or what testosterone support is what it was.
Yes.
So you fluctuate through it.
You do, man. It's
Fuck.
a warning. So you got to be careful. Sometimes you're like Thanos, and then sometimes you're like Thanos after the stones are gone.
Because they've been giving me a ton of shit because I've been honest about this, and they're like, "Oh, you're just like," I'm like, "You guys we're identical, so you're not far behind."
No,
it's gonna happen.
I
to
think
you.
Mitchell. I think he's going to find out that his testosterone levels are in a normal range.
Yeah.
But he's just been like psyching himself out.
Oh, has it gone to the
No,
head
'cause-
now?
no,
You're
'cause
gonna
my-
get like a sports psychic and
Yes,
like
yeah.
psychiatrist. Sorry, not psychic.
He's gonna go Phil Ben Simmons. His cock is Ben Simmons. Right now.
It's true, just on the bench the
Yeah.
whole time.
You've got the yips.
Yeah.
Dude,
Former
your
All-Star.
penis is in street clothes on the bench, bro.
Yes.
I got street clothes dick right now, man.
Street clothes dick. dick. That's it,
dude.
And these guys, they're like playing 40+ minutes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers.
There's no load management on this.
No, there is no load management at all.
My loads are being managed very carefully right now.
You're in street clothes over there.
Yeah, dude.
It's tough, dude. But yeah, fair warning.
Well, I might just stagger it then. Maybe I'll just take it once every other day.
You gotta test it. You just gotta. No, dude. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna have some great workouts, but you may have some bad performances.
Because I've only been taking it for 2 days. This will be day 3 when I take it today. So I don't know what the best move is on that.
You'll be fine.
But like your body naturally cycles it out. Like naturally goes through like a hormonal cycle.
Yeah.
So I think it'll just amplify it a little more.
Yeah.
Where it's like, where you'd feel normal, like not that horny, it'd be like, okay, now you're just not feeling it at all. Where you'd be like, oh, I am kind of horny. Then you'd be like, okay, I need to fucking jerk off or something immediately.
Yeah.
Well, what are you saying?
Well, I was saying my issue was that I wasn't having morning boners, and I've had morning boners all the time. Like
that's scary.
Every day, so I didn't have any morning boners.
But
you're
that's scary.
30. I know, but it just
wait. What'd you say?
He's 30.
Doesn't matter.
You
still get morning wood, dude.
Thank you. Yes. So that's the thing. I wasn't having, and that was the first thing the doctor. He's like, "Oh, are you still getting morning erections?" I'm like, "No," and he's like, "All right."
Oh yeah, man. As soon as like someone who has a degree on the wall tells you. You're not getting up, sir? And you're like, oh, shit.
And our doctor's like a 55-year-old gym bro. Like, he's total dude. Pretty much, us as a gym bro. So,
yeah.
So we'll see. Well, we're going to test it, see what happens. If it's in the normal range, then we go from there. I don't want to be on Viagra. Like that's well. Here's the thing.
Be on therapy. You can see he's already overthinking this stuff.
You're getting into it, bro. It's seeped into the subconscious now.
No, I'm good. I actually banged last night. So shout out to 2 rounds. So it's like very
2 rounds.
Away from me.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, I know. What is this?
But it's
I told you he's psyching
it's like
himself out.
very, very wavy. Like I'll have super, super big dips where I just nothing.
So you were at that. So last night you were at Thanos with Gauntlet.
It was. I wouldn't say Thanos' gauntlet.
You didn't feel like your old self,
100%.
You were Throbbing Hood.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like 100%, but we're working with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, well, I mean, it sounds like you weren't in street clothes last night.
I was not in street clothes, but it was a Ben Simmons performance.
It was coming back from the injury.
Yeah.
It was monitored minutes.
It was wearing. It's wearing a brace on there. Yeah, it's working on it, dude.
He did have like a stick like bracing it up, just keeping it hard.
Yeah. So we're figuring it out.
It's scary, dude.
He had a dick splint to help keep it up. Dick splint.
You're what? How old are you?
33.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're right around the same.
But age. I'm young at heart. And dude, I've been solid, man.
Well, and the Latinx, they don't really. Is that the right term?
Don't you ever?
Well, we're just trying to be progressive.
My audience will just come and burn the studio down if you call me Latinx.
El Salvadorian, is that it?
Yeah. Oh,
that's even worse.
You're really pushing. You guys know. I mean, growing up in SoCal, you guys know.
Yeah.
That's what I love about. Dudes who grew up in SoCal is like it's like basically little Mexico. So
yes,
you already know all the Mexico cultural.
We grew up with. I mean, our dad's a contractor, so we used to work with like straight over the border Mexicans for a while. So
of course, illegal labor.
Yeah,
my dad's a contractor,
papers.
So he hired a lot of your people.
They're legal. But they told us all if you want to insult them, they told us the secrets of like
all the curse words.
Yes, all the curse words.
Anyone who's ever worked in food service or any type of labor or anything like that, the first thing they do is like you realize that those guys are the one people that you can never cancel.
Yes, 100%.
Isn't that the most beautiful thing? It's like I had this conversation the other day with like a bunch of like woke New Yorkers, like went to this thing with my wife.
New Yorkers. Yeah.
And then we're just sitting at a table and these people aren't involved with comedy or anything. So you're just talking to like regular people.
Yeah.
And then you realize like their views are like, you're like, dude, you are just so out of the conscious of like how the rest of the country thinks.
Yes.
Like it's so bubble.
Yes, 100%.
But what I will say is like they were talking about like entertainers who are like canceled and stuff, and we don't have to like stay on this topic. But one thing I said, I was like, do you guys find it funny though that like nobody like entertainment is the only place where people can lose their entire career for what they say? I'm like, no one's doing that. Like, do you go to your auto mechanic and being like, I need 3 references on what kind of person you are and what you say publicly? It's like, no. you're gonna go to your mechanic if they do a good job, regardless. You know, you're gonna get a contractor if they do a good job. It doesn't matter.
Honestly, the best blue collar people are probably a little racist.
Dude, I'm telling you.
If we're being honest.
I mean, dude.
Well, it's funny because if you talk to any other culture, they're way more racist for the most part about another particular culture than most.
It's always personal too. It's like
Yes.
like in Latin culture, like if one group doesn't hates the other, and it's like, oh, it's because they're racist. It's like, no, it's like their countries were at civil war for a little bit, so they have a reason, you know. Like it's always like very niche, or it'd just be like, yeah, but they don't speak the right type of Spanish, so it's just like,
but it's more playful. It's not like I hope they die. Like it's like. Our buddy,
it is that.
Some of them are. Our buddy Yashar is Iranian, and some of the funniest open mics I've ever, or some of the funniest shows I've ever seen with him, is he just will start trashing Saudi Arabians. And he'll do it anything, but it's some of the funniest, most ridiculous.
It's like deep cuts too.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like,
because he knows the culture. He knows their culture.
Funny.
He knows the history.
They invaded Iran, I believe. That's why he also doesn't like them.
It's a whole separate thing, but it's like that's the same thing with Latinx culture.
Don't you ever. I will flip this table.
I've never met a single Latino person that has been like, Latinx is how you say it. Not a every single one of those.
Oh, they exist on TikTok. That's it.
Yeah, but those aren't real.
No, they're not.
Anything that's not in person.
You should see some of the
real.
response videos I've gotten on my videos, my content.
Your videos are great.
It's always like blue hair, like you know. It's always anytime you see a chick on camera with one of these bull rings.
Yes. Yep.
It's the most unfun person you've ever met. As soon as you see a chick walk around with one of these things, it's like you are no fun to be around.
We call it a Portland doorknob. Yeah. Those little things.
Can't joke around them, and that's anytime we posted like I don't even say controversial video, but like the reason we were joking about the hyphenated names is because like we posted a video where we're saying we're like, yeah, if we're gonna get married, we don't want to hyphenate our name. We want the chick to take our last name, and all the comments were like,
"That's so archaic."
Exactly. All that shit.
All the
nose rings came out.
Yeah. All of it was just like a bunch of these. Like,
well, you know what's funny about them is none of them are married or happy.
No. And by the way, none of them believe in the concept of marriage too.
Yeah. So it's like, why are you even
Dude, I do shows in Brooklyn and I talk about marriage material, and like I swear to God, I look into the crowd and it's like Gen Z, blue hair, you know, and then I talk about marriage and I'm like, oh, they're not getting it because they don't even think like they'll ever get married. I'm like, what are you guys, probably in a gluten-free throuple or something? You know what I mean? And they're like, yes.
Yeah.
I called out, I'm like, you guys are like a throuple or something? And they go, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's the new generation. Like everyone's banging. It's all Euphoria, that show. Like
terrible show.
Everyone's just banging each other. And
half of it's good, half of it's terrible.
It's, you know, guy on guy, girl on girl, guy, girl, guy. They, them, guy, girl, you know, it's just, and it's a free for all, which God bless them. I mean,
it's like a big orgy.
No, seriously, it's like God bless them, because if you were at that age, here's the thing: if you go back to being 21 and being like when all of us had full Thanos gauntlets, and if every chick is like, I'm poly, I'm fluid, I'm open, dude, we would have partaken in it.
Yeah, exactly.
We would have picked fruit from that apple, dude.
From
that tree. Like we would have all of it.
Especially with like TikTok and stuff now, dude. If you go to college and you have even a remotely decent TikTok following, you could probably bang any girl at your school you wanted to.
Yes.
Just run through them.
And as a guy at that age, like, why would you put an end to that? Like,
that's what I mean.
Who's gonna talk against it? Because it's like, yo, we're all getting some, and it's pretty fun.
It's all fun in games though until they're like, you want to have a threesome, and then you show up, and then it's freaking, you know,
Hector.
Like some they them.
Sometimes you gotta take.
And by the way, you're like, okay, I guess you know this. You got to take the good with the bad. So it's like, and you gotta go. Yes, it is technically.
Yeah.
Well, if you sleep with any it's a threesome.
Technically.
I don't know. You know what? We're gonna have to. And by the way, now it's just these are gonna start hitting you up now.
That's
the Portland doorknob.
I'll be okay. Well,
we don't have much crossover with that audience. You'd be surprised. I mean, we both live in bubbles. Like you're in New York, we're LA.
I was gonna ask, what part of New York are you in?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, you're in.
I'm in the heart of it. I'm in the heart of it.
I'm from Brooklyn. Isn't that the?
It is not at all like that anymore.
Is that Jay-Z?
Was that your Jay-Z impression? Jesus.
I'm in Brooklyn. I can't remember the rest of it.
Oh my God.
Stop while you're ahead.
I want to cancel you now.
I don't have a good. I might be able to do.
You don't have to do impressions.
No.
I love it. It's like, by the way,
I do an impression of a Latinx they them.
hey, Padre, I think we need to. The
Latinxes are coming after you.
We are now the Virzi Twins.
That's so cultural appropriation.
Do you think?
Yeah, the Virzi Twins.
Do you think the term Latinx is just white people trying to appropriate culture?
Restate that without a list.
Jesus Christ Almighty! Do you think Latinx?
Yeah, let's run that back.
Do you think Latinx is white people trying to culturally appropriate Latin culture?
It's not cultural appropriation. It's basically I'll go back to the white savior complex, where it's just like we want to be more inclusive. When you're forcing that onto a culture that traditionally embraces their like heritage.
Well, here's the thing:
they wear it with pride.
He doesn't even understand that, is what I'm saying. It doesn't.
Let me explain that to one of them.
As a Californian, I could tell you a lot about the Latinx culture that you might not understand. Okay.
No, it's funny though, but and then there are a group that does participate in that terminology where they're like, it's Latinx and everything, but it's like, okay, you want to embrace it because you want to feel part of that group. But overall, the overall like Latin culture, like they don't use it. You go to Mexico, nobody uses it. You go to any other part of Latin America outside of the U.S., no one uses it. The only people that use it are like every time you see a scroll like MSNBC or CNN or like the entertainment industry will do it because they want to. It's all about that virtue signaling. Yeah. They want to feel like, ooh, yeah, we doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like that's how they want that pat on the back they like to pat themselves on the back. So
that's how you know it's horseshit too. If you go to any of the actual cultures, none of them are saying it.
Yeah.
I've never met a single Latin person that's been like, actually, it's Latinx. Like, not a single, never in my life. And I don't think I ever will meet one. I'm not gonna lie.
And there's so many, I haven't done this video, but there's plenty on YouTube already where they like go to like ask like regular people, what do you think of the Latinx term? And they, I don't do interview content, but God bless people who do that. But when you see those, I've seen people share those with me because I have my fans will send that to me. And I'm like, yeah, I already knew that. You didn't need to send me that. Yeah. But I get it. Like, that is a thing that only a subsector of like these, these people who think they're better than, or like they feel like they need to like give back.
Speak on your behalf.
Yes, exactly.
And it's such a small like percentage of people. Like it's such a very
it's a micro.
It's like it's so tiny, and like that's the voice that
it's a micro, but if it's on NPR or it's like on these groups, they're like doing it. So like I literally I was part of this sketch group and I wrote a sketch about Latinx, and at the end of it, we did like the first read through of it. And I had like 3 people, because this is in Brooklyn, right? So it's in New York. So they're all just like, I thought that was the inclusive term. And I'm like, so it's like, I have to like re-educate because they're thinking they're doing the right thing. Yeah. And there are people like as soon as a word changes, right? They just immediately put it in their vocabulary.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's funny because they think like a person in like Little Rock, Arkansas, who doesn't embrace it immediately, you're like, that word hasn't even gotten to them yet.
Yes, that's true.
You know what I mean? And they're like, I can't believe they don't use that term or whatever. Like that's such an outdated term. I'm like, no, they just got
electricity.
They just got color. They think colored people still appropriate. Yeah, right? But here they're like, well, it's people of color now. I'm like, it's the same word. You guys just remixed it. You know what I mean? Like
they also have a million other things. They don't like Midwest does not care about any of that. They're like, we like family, God, and we like to just have fun and go to church, and that's what they do in the Midwest.
Freedom. Dude, and it's funny because I live in New York, and I know in California it's the same because I used to live here too. But it's like I was just talking to someone last night. And I'm like, these 2 places care so much about what happens in Florida and Texas.
Yeah, probably more.
And
than Florida
nobody in Texas and Florida gives a shit about what happens in New York or California.
That's very true. Dude, my favorite new guy on TikTok is this. He's this guy that walks around the Everglades barefoot, and he just picks up animals and he hunts pythons and like all kinds. He's absolutely insane. I think his name's Fishing Garrett.
Yeah. Barefoot in the Everglades?
Oh, yeah, it's disgusting.
Dude, doesn't he get bit like water moccasins and shit?
Oh, dude, he picks up all kinds of snakes.
Oh,
we'll show you the page. He'll pick up crocodiles. He doesn't give a shit. And then he'll be like, watch out for the bugs, and it will literally just be there's so many bugs in the picture you can't even see his feet. But the guy's an animal. He's one of the best follows on TikTok right now, Fishing Garrett. But dude, there's people like that, and you're like, you're gonna tell that dude about Latinx or whatever? Like, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't have his pronouns in his bio.
No, he doesn't care. He's walking around the fucking Everglades with bare feet. Like, this guy does not give a shit. These people don't, like, they do other things with their life. They don't care.
They don't have enough time, dude.
Exactly.
Like,
no one
here's
has
the thing.
time.
When you're so busy, like, if you, I can't imagine, like, you know, we're comedians, right? Like, we do content online. Like, it's really kind of pointless when you, like, have people who are like, I have 4 kids at home. I work 10 to 12-hour days. I'm just trying to put food on the table and everything.
Yes.
They don't have time to worry about all of this
Yeah.
other bullshit. Like, we have enough time to talk about it.
Yeah.
But, like, overall, like, you don't have fucking time to do that. I
especially-
know people like that. And I'm like, yeah, you don't have time.
Especially those people just like, and they're like, by the time they actually have a little time to watch content, they just want to laugh. They don't want to be lectured. They just want to fucking laugh. They don't need to be like, you didn't say that right. It's like, bro, I don't need to get lit up in a comment section.
I was gonna say when we were doing construction, it's like when we were digging holes for 8 hours a day for the entire week. It's like I didn't go home and be like, oh man, they didn't use the right pronoun. I'm like, I'm fucking tired, and I just want something that makes me forget about how shitty my day was.
I misgendered Jesus. That's not what I'm really worried about. When I go back to my thing.
I will say that is gender neutral, so
it is.
Yeah,
Y'all is gender neutral.
There we go.
True. I will say that. Well, 2 things. One, I'm sure you've seen the video. I'm sure your fans have sent it to you. There's one white guy who's dressed in like full mariachi gear, like sombrero, full mariachi.
Yes,
garb.
yeah.
He like goes around a college campus and asks people like, "Oh, hey, like, is this outfit offensive?" And they're like, "Absolutely yes." Oh my god, that's so like whatever. And then he goes to like Olive Street in Los Angeles, or like he goes to like a very
Olivera.
whatever it is, a very Hispanic area, and they ask Mexicans or fucking Latinos, whatever.
Latinx.
Latinx. And they're like,
I'm gonna have to strangle you.
and they're like, what do you think of the outfit? He's like, oh, it looks good. Like they're like stoked that he's wearing it.
Yeah.
No, you know what the funny thing is like, I'll tell you this right now, right? Like, especially Mexicans, but even Latin, like, if you try to like show any embrace of the culture or like la cultura, like Mexican culture and everything, they're so appreciative of
Yes.
it. So it's like if you attempt to speak Spanish, it's not like, oh my gosh, they speak it so terrible. They're like, oh no, you're trying. Like, that's really cool.
They're
like,
willing to help, too.
Thank you for trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
es güero, right?
Güero. That's what they call you, los tres güeritos.
Güeritos, yes. They call my older brother the heredero.
Just mean like, that's what I mean. So like if you guys hook up with the Latina, you guys are doing it for the culture. You're like, I'm just trying to embrace the culture.
Respect. That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in that pupusa. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this guy, that's the Salvadorian chick. That's okay if you can do it.
I want to put a little.
I like the
ranchero
kiss. I like the
sauce.
quesadilla mexicanas when like you open her legs and it opens like a quesadilla. Those are my kind of ladies.
Stickiness still there.
Nice.
Dude, have you ever dated a Mexican girl?
Dated or smashed?
Well, yes.
I have smashed a Mexican girl. It's been a while since I've had a little, Latina firecracker.
Yeah.
But I've hooked up with one before. The most recent of the Latin America was a Brazilian a while ago, and that would be
one of the top.
That would be
Latin America.
South America is what that would be.
Yes.
Well, it's still
And Brazilians, they like, they speak Portuguese, so it's a little different.
A little different.
So you went there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still Latinos.
Just a different continent. That's
Well, they have the same spirit.
They do. Very warm, very nice.
And I was
Yes.
a big fan of the spirit and energy that was brought through that ass.
That seems like you had a good time.
It was romantic. It was. Great time.
I love Mexican people because there is nothing you could say that could ever offend them.
No,
Nothing.
dude, that's why they're the
Except
best crowds.
Latinx.
The best crowds, like comedy.
Yes.
That's why I love performing in LA and stuff, because they get the Mexican, like, as long as it's funny, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Mexicans, like they don't get offended. They're like, as long as it's a funny joke, like we'll laugh. Like you can kind of go anywhere, especially like if you're doing spots like in Ontario or stuff like that, where they're just like, again, they just want to go out, have a good time, get loaded, and laugh.
Yep.
And like, dude, that's all you need. That's all you can ask for from an audience.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
They're not trying to analyze it. They're like, okay, so that joke was,
Mexican people
that could be problematic.
Mexican people might be the best comedy audience.
I think so.
They might
And
actually be.
I'm a very biased source, but yes.
No, even then,
So-
I think Mexican might be the best audience because white people, they're hit or miss. You'll get either very
White people are
offended,
polite. I mean,
They're
I think people
polite.
know that. They're like,
Yeah.
if we don't laugh, we won't laugh, but they
or they'll
don't.
smile and be like, you tried, like,
Yeah,
whatever.
but the Mexican people support too, man.
Mexican
They'll
people do
actually go out,
support.
like they'll be like, I want to follow. They'll actually follow.
That's
you.
all the
Actually-
minorities. All the minorities are very supportive. White people just
are not collectively.
Because they all have a cousin that's trying to do it as well.
Yes, that's true.
They're like, hey, man, I get it, man. My cousin put out a mixtape recently, so I know the struggle. And they're like, oh, yeah, so we're equals now. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I think white people do a really good job appropriating either other cultures or other disabilities of things.
You guys don't know what do white people appropriate that I think is
Mitchell's big on appropriating this.
Well, it's just true. It's just true. I think white people. I mean,
well, we used to call it like just appreciating culture.
Well, no. What I was gonna say, my initial thought when you said that is service dogs, because it used to actually be, hey, this is actually for a blind person who like can't walk, so he needs this animal, and now it's for Kelly, who gets anxiety when she goes to brunch. She needs her fucking Pomeranian.
I mean, what's wrong with? Here's the thing, like they act like other cultures don't appropriate from white people. I appropriate from white people all the time.
How so?
I want to take my dog inside the mall. I want to take my dog inside the mall. What's wrong with that? Nothing makes me happier than buying a new shirt and then having my dog right there.
I mean, fair enough. I never thought about it that way. That you get that.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Other cultures do it too.
Yeah,
so it's just like
advantage.
we take stuff from white people, right? Like registering our cars on time.
Yeah.
Using the
Our jobs.
Using the crosswalk.
Right? All the white stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Filing income taxes.
Well, I didn't even realize. I didn't even think about it the other way. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have what? You have the two. Do you still have the Cavaliers?
I have 2 dogs. Yes, I have 2 King Charles Spaniels,
Oh,
which is very. And by the way, those are very problematic dogs.
Oh, they're all like kind of inbred, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that like they have snouts.
They're
that-
colonizer dogs.
Please tell the one story.
I'll tell you. So I was dating a chick, and she was super conservative. So much to the point where she was very much like, men will be men and women will be women. I'm like, all right, cool. So
and you're like, I'm not a man though. Yeah. You're like, I play a man very well, but
I'm like, did you not see the pronouns in my bio? Like,
I'm non-binary.
no, yeah. So I go over to her house, and she's got a King Charles Cavalier.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, oh, this is whatever. It's a guy. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he just starts fucking my leg.
Okay.
Immediately. And she's like, oh, yeah, he does that. I don't want to cut his balls off. He's a man. I don't want to cut his balls off. That's mean.
Oh, neuter him. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, hold on, I'll get it. So she grabs a blanket, and she puts a blanket on her leg, and the dog just starts fucking the blanket on her leg to the point where it comes, and she's like, okay, he should be good now.
Are you kidding me, dude? She just that's bestiality.
A little bit.
Here's the thing. If you've ever made an animal come for non-breeding purposes, that's a felony in most states, isn't it?
I completely.
Well, the weird thing was,
and you witnessed this the whole time. And by the way,
I guess I was kind of cucking for her.
Here's the thing. She cucked you in front of the.
I guess so.
So, and by the way, after you were done beating off, how awkward was that?
I was gonna say Mitchell took the blanket and wore it around like Casper.
I know.
It was more embarrassing.
Mitchell had to wipe himself off as well.
It was more embarrassing.
Dude. That is
the dog had a harder erection than Mitchell did. That's what's more.
Yeah, at least the dog can follow through. Dude.
That's true. The dog, and that was there was like multiple rounds and stuff because he I guess I was the first guy to come in the house in a long time, so he like felt like his territory was being invaded.
Yeah, you're like, hey, dude, that's my chick. Didn't you see the stains on her socks?
So the dog came like 3 more times.
What in the dude? That is so weird.
Throughout the rest of the night.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that night.
Yeah,
I thought it was just one load. I didn't know the dude's dropping ropes everywhere.
Dude, yeah.
It might have been shooting blanks.
This guy cucked you hard.
Wow. Yeah, he did. Shout out to that dog. Shout out to Milo.
So after that, you're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
No, we dated for like 2 more months.
I had a situation with a chick with a dog one time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This is a random thing, but I did a comedy show at a hotel lounge, which is so. I mean, when you're a comic, you just don't. But I met this girl, and she was she was cute. She was like kind of like nerdy, cute chick with glasses. Like type of chick you would meet at Comic-Con.
Like an e-girl,
white girl, like that. Yeah. And she was cute and everything. And I noticed that at the bar, she had like a dog with her, like a little dog, right? It was like a corgi mix or something.
Love corgi.
I know. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of like if you were a dog, you'd be a corgi, dude. All three of you would be, actually. Yeah. You guys would be corgis. Yeah, you're short, stout, and you guys got some sweet glutes on you.
Thank you.
The Virzi glutes are strong.
That's true.
Any lady, you get lucky with them, they're going to embrace your glutes.
We got peaches, baby.
Yes, you do. Cakes. Pasteles.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey. But anyway, so this girl, like, she had like a corgi mix and everything. It was cool. So, afterwards... I went on stage, had a good set and everything, and we started talking afterwards, and then we have some drinks and everything. And then she tells me she's staying at the hotel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'm
invitation.
like, oh, this is a layup. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So as we go back to her bedroom and everything, we start, engaging. And then as we're in the middle of it, I literally just feel something like on my heel. And I turn, and the dog is humping my leg.
Oh, he was, and the thing you felt on your heel was the dick?
Yes.
Oh, you got a little lipstick on the heel.
Yes. And I was like, what? And she was like, oh my God, please put him. And then
Cleo, get down.
Yeah, she literally was just like, get up, and it was just a weird experience. She put him in the bathroom, and then he kept like scratching and barking. Like the guy was just like, dude, I'm blue balling now.
Yeah, like his nut.
Yeah. So and it was like afterwards, I was just like, yeah. I mean, it's hard to like focus when you just hear scratching. I mean, I finished the job, but it was just it wasn't one of those. But afterwards, my friend was like, dude, it's weird that she had a dog with her. And I'm like, why? With everything. And then he's like, well, I mean, I thought at like hotels, like, you need to have like a service thing. And I'm like, what if she was like handicapped?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
And I was like, dude, there's no way. And he was like, and then he goes, dude, I think you banged a handicapped chick.
Yes,
I was like, I'm like, what? No. And then when I think back, I'm like, she did seem a little autistic-y, like a little. So now I don't know where my conscience is. I've shared this with my therapist. And he's
little
like,
love on the spectrum.
Yeah, you signed up for Spectrum.
Yeah, a little love on the spectrum kind of thing. So, and also I'm like, you know what? I'd like to give back to that community.
Good. Yeah.
Right? So.
Was she counting the amount of ceiling tiles while you were fucking? 17 pumps, 18 pumps. That's 18 pumps. 18 pumps inside me after each orgasm. 18. Two dicks. Two dicks are in this bed. Two dicks.
Two dicks.
Well, I can't say I've ever smashed anybody on the spectrum. That I know of, at least.
I don't know. That's what I mean. Like my friend started bugging at me. Like, he was just like, dude, think about it. She had a dog at a bar. Like, if you have a service animal, there's a reason for it, because they can't be around food. And like, so I was telling him the story, and he was like, dude, I think, and at first he was doing it to mess with me, and then we kind of started arriving. I'm like, I think you're right, dude. Now that I look back, she seemed a little off. Like, conversation, she would just like start. You ever talk to a chick that just like rambles?
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, okay. You're like, and I'm just gonna let her.
You just
talk.
described every chick. Yeah. You can't be. Happy International Women's Day.
Hey, those ladies, we love you guys with your holes.
Yeah.
Yes. They're great. I love women.
One more story about a dog. I was with my ex. We went on a vacation to. We just went down south for the weekend, and she brought her Chihuahua with her. Mm-hmm. And we're hooking up, and initially when we started hooking up, the dog was on the ground, and then
it's random.
Yeah. And then at some point during it, the dog starts licking my ass while I'm fucking her, and I immediately like pivoted and almost kicked the dog off the bed.
They have to know what's going on, right?
100%. And this dog notoriously would cockblock me or find ways to spite me. Like the first time we ever hooked up, this dog, I was walking to the bathroom, the dog put a fat shit right by the toilet, so I stepped in the shit, and I had to like clean the shit off before walking back into the room. After the first time we hooked up, this dog, I mean, I really hated.
Truly spited me.
Mitch could not pick this dog up, but the dog stayed with us for a couple days or so, and the dog would let us pick him up to spite Mitchell.
Yes.
Yeah, the dog fucking hated me.
The dog would let me and Sean pick it up.
So me and this
Mitchell.
dog have something in common then.
Yeah, you're both Mexican.
Yeah, and we hate you.
It was a Chihuahua. It was a Chihuahua.
It's true. You're not. Yeah.
So what do you? Now that you're in New York. Well, you've been in New York for a while.
What's the biggest difference between Cali and New York for you?
Smarter people.
In where? Which one?
No, New York.
New York smarter?
People are smarter.
Why? How are they smarter?
They're just smarter people. They know how to navigate life better.
I guess that they do it. They have to deal with winters.
Street smarts for sure.
People over there, like they're just more savvy. They're around. Here's the thing: you're around more people. You're around more different cultures.
Yeah.
People read more. People go to live events more.
You do have to read a grid.
They're just smarter people.
You have to know how to get through a grid.
LA people are stupid.
Oh yeah, we're idiots.
They're
for
idiots.
Sure. We're all just clout chasing idiots.
Too much nice weather makes you stupid.
Oh, I would agree with
you don't
that.
stay in and like read. You don't do anything. People read on the subway over there and everything. No, I'm on the 405. No one's reading.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I watch TikToks on my phone when I'm driving.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It's no big deal.
By the way, we're all doing that, right?
Everybody does.
Oh, 100%.
I've been driving back here, and like in New York, I can text and drive so easy because everything's just a stop and go red light.
Yeah.
I'm on the 405, and I'm like, I have not looked up at the road in like 3 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
4 or
it's
5
not
minutes.
good.
No, it's not. I'm like kind of readjusting. But the reason is in New York, it's just everything's. By the way, people use more public transportation.
Yes.
So like if a train isn't working, you got to find another one. And so people just like problem solve all day. All day over there, you're problem solving. Okay, there's a homeless guy who's having a seizure, and he's yelling about Allah and Jesus having a battle for his soul. I need to find a way to get to the same train while also avoiding that.
Yeah.
There's somebody just vomited on this train, so how do I get off? Like, there's just so many things. Like, you're constantly problem solving in New York, so naturally you're a smarter person.
That
like,
makes
you need
sense.
to adapt more.
I will say I was offended when you first said it. I was triggered.
Yeah,
as they say, triggered. But
it
then,
makes sense.
But then it does make sense because even it's been raining like the past 3 weeks here.
Yeah, you guys are just done. Like,
and we're just like,
I saw people posting like shows canceled and everything. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
we're canceling the show, guys. It rained a little bit too hard.
Yes.
Well, I think they're a harder type of people too. You know.
Yeah.
If you're in that kind of culture, you know, the weather as well, it toughens you up a little bit. In LA, it does not toughen you up at all.
No. This is like this is kind of life a little bit. Just it's different problems, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, over here people are like, oh, they're out of oat milk, you know, at
or
fucking Starbucks.
He misgendered me at the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The store.
Oh my gosh, you know.
I didn't get an audition.
You get a call back.
Yeah.
They're not real problems.
And over there, if someone tells you, like, people over there respect it. They're like, what do you do? I'm an actor. Oh, wow. What do you do? You're like, well, I'm doing this off Broadway. Like that. Like, everyone's just better out there.
Hey, if you tell somebody that you perform,
and if you're an actor here, people are like, oh, were you in a Listerine commercial? And you're like, actually,
Spectracide.
you guys did like a dental commercial, right?
Long time ago.
Kids,
Yeah, I know.
kids.
I remember you guys
Shout
talking
out.
about that.
Colgate, baby.
You guys still resids on that?
No.
I still get residuals on some stuff.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
From
I did voiceovers when I was a kid, so I still get some
wow.
checks.
what, like $11 checks?
Yeah, it's $11.
Oh, I'll
dude.
take that, dude.
Still use it.
Chipotle for the day.
It's something your mom still accepts. Oh, wait, that's all your mom.
She
Sorry.
is single now.
Sorry, I forget.
Shout out to her. She's single.
Oh
so.
shit, your parents got divorced?
They did.
Oh
yeah.
shit, we got to talk about divorce, dude.
During the panty, they got divorced.
Whoa, dude. Okay, here's the thing. Can I say this?
Sure.
I think it's better when your parents divorce when you're younger than when you're older.
When you think it's better when you're younger. when
Dude,
they
my
get
parents
divorced.
separated when I was like 7, bro.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Really?
It's good. Yes, it's good.
It's way better when it's older because at least you can like.
No. Now your parents are like leaning on you for sure. Well, I mean, it's basically the same thing for me because my mom hasn't remarried. My dad's on his 4th marriage. He's fine.
Yeah, he No, I feel like as a kid it's like traumatizing. Whereas as an adult, you're like, oh, I get it. Yeah, relationships don't work out sometimes. Like,
But now you feel like you're like, oh, your parents were just waiting you guys out, right? Kind of.
Well, we never looked at it that way until now. But
They're like, you guys kept us together. After that, it's just.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably what it ended up.
No, I don't think it was.
We
that.
moved out, and a year later, it happens.
There was some other shit.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah.
They were waiting for you guys to just.
It's tough.
They're like, we want to have fun again, so can you guys just.
Well, they also thought
Get
we
the
would
hell
grow
out.
up and like have normal lives. Where it's like, oh, we'll be grandparents one day, and it's like, oh no, we're 30 and none of us even have a relationship, let alone any prospect of grandkids or a normal job or like any of.
We're working on it. I'm working on on it. At least a relationship.
I mean, dude, yeah, you had 2 pumps last night, dude. You're going.
Thank you. Yeah.
trying,
Shout
you're
out to
trying.
that, dude.
Hey, I got low T. Even though this guy has 2 loads last night. What the hell?
I'm telling. It's so wavy. It's so wavy right now. So
It's almost like a cycle.
Anyways, but is it? How did your parents break it to you? Can we talk about this?
I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It was like,
we went on a family Zoom call.
What the hell?
No, I'm kidding. No.
That would have been great.
It was like a gradual thing, and then out of nowhere, it kind of happened.
It's weird, man.
But
I
it's
really
also
don't
how,
even
how do you
forget.
feel about it now?
as long as they're happy. Honestly, I don't really.
Yeah,
as long as both are happy.
They're both doing. My dad's health is much better. My mom's been traveling and doing a bunch of shit. So
Oh, dude, your mom's in her
Rumspringer.
Eat, pray, love.
She's doing a hot grandma summer. That's what she's doing.
Oh boy, dude, how are you gonna feel if what if your mom brings home a dude that's like your age? And she was like, "Oh, be careful! That's Tyler's longboard right there. Can you?" How would you feel about that, dude? That would bug me out.
Respect.
I would have to. I mean, it'd be for my mom. If she's happy, that's all I care about. So if she wants to bring home some 20-year-old surfer, cool, mom. Like
I'd be.
And are your parents? By the way, let me ask you, because this is where the cultures really divide. This is the one thing that like Latin culture and white culture, when parents separated. They're in Latin culture, if your parents divorce, they're visceral enemies for life. Yeah. They will never both show up to a graduation. Is your father going to be there? No. Like, and by the way, if one of them remarries, they immediately hate that spouse. Like, there's no, and by the way, in white families, they're like, oh, this is my dad and my stepmom, and this is my mom and my stepdad, and this is my stepbrother. And it's like, and they're all just like hanging out at Disney World together, and like they got the same shirt, like the, it'll be like the Scott's Taylor families combined, and like you guys are all just hugging together, like all over Mickey and Minnie and shit. But like Latin families, it's like, no, we are enemies until death.
Yeah, no, they're definitely more. I respect that. They're more. I do respect that.
I mean, if you're gonna get divorced,
it's the most. It's yeah. I mean, by the way, we die sooner because of that. But
100%.
But you're right. I think that's kind of cooler. It's more drama.
Ours, thankfully, it was very amicable.
It was as easy as it could be. They still talk. Like there's no
There wasn't like any resentful, like I'm gonna take all your fucking money bullshit. It was, hey, we'll split this. We have rental properties, split those. Like,
okay, so it was a very. So it wasn't a drama thing. It wasn't.
And we haven't had like the. First of all,
it wasn't like your dad banged the maid or anything.
Yeah, nothing like that. Nobody cheated.
No Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff.
Damn, that sucks.
And we're not at the point now where we've had like none of them had like a serious partner, like as far as I know. So like it's not like we're like, and also we're too old to be calling somebody like stepmom. It's just like.
Not my fantasies.
Yeah, like it's like you would have to call her like Barbara or like
exactly.
Barbara.
Yeah, so it's like same
shit. Your dad trying to like be like, hey, guys' night, let's go.
Oh God, no.
Vegas strip club, none of that.
No. My dad's never been like that.
Yeah,
see, here's the thing. My dad's old school, Latino machismo. Yeah. So naturally, you cheated on my mom. That's why. I mean, that's usually what that means. That usually follows it. But I mean, that's kind of it. It's like, my dad's like, hey, I'm not in a relationship. Where the bees at? Where the bees at?
Likes to chase.
Shout out to International Women's Day.
Yes, shout out to International Women's Day.
My dad loves those bitches.
Yeah. We love the mistresses.
I will say, so do I.
Oh, dude, a good mistress is hard to find. That's what my dad tells me, He's like, the women don't want to be mistresses anymore. And I'm like, hey, it's okay.
Come to LA. All you need to do is just have some money in LA. You have no problem with that.
By the way, and that's another thing, too. I went out just today, coffee and everything. I'm like, oh, that's right. People get plastic surgery a lot.
Oh yeah.
Bro. Dude, I've seen it. By the way, no chick is more surgeried up than a nice, like, 26-year-old Armenian. Dude, I was around Burbank, Glendale and everything. I'm like, man, these Armenian chickses, like, they all got the full lips. They got the
fake
BBLs.
Tits, yeah.
The BBLs are big.
The back wax.
They're trying to get the Virzi glutes.
Yeah, it's all natural.
They got all kinds of waxing.
I know you guys are all natural, but they are not. I see, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot people get plastic surgery.
Well, we got hair transplants, but other than that, we are all natural.
Yeah,
we did get.
You guys got some nice ones, dude. You guys got nice pieces in there.
Dude,
nice.
We have a buddy that just got his done in Turkey, and I want to fly to Turkey and get it done again. I'm not gonna lie.
Really, it's that much better.
No, Turkey's just the number one place in the world.
Just to get a refill, just to thicken it up a little
surgery,
bit.
We want your type of hair, your level.
You'll
of
never
thickness.
get this hair, dude.
Probably not, but we want it.
This is conquistador mixed with like Indian natives.
Yeah. Spanish flu.
Yeah, this is like very. This goes to like my ancestors, where my great great grandmother was banged and raped by a conquistador,
losing
and the end result is this hair. So it's worth it.
That hair.
What I'm saying, it's like.
That hair is so thick they couldn't even scalp your ancestors.
No, they couldn't.
They just had to be like, "Fuck it, we're leaving it."
No, this is like, hey, we're gonna sacrifice a baby because of the sun.
Yeah,
like this is that kind
of
hair.
Machu Picchu hair,
apocalypto hair, dude. Yeah, so unfortunately, you guys will not have that.
Yeah,
but you guys have everything else.
True. Yeah, we can try. The hair transplant cost. The flight there was $700, and the transplant was $1,200.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, not bad at all. It's great. We paid 13 G's each for ours. Woo! Well, we got ours done at Beverly Hills.
Yeah, you guys.
They did a great job.
You guys did the same person who did,
the Jenners.
Really?
He hangs out with Scott. He hangs out with Scott. He's the man. Yeah. He's the man.
I'm sure he is. After you freaking just bought him like a brand new Benz, essentially.
Oh, that's nothing for them. He's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of fucking clientele in there. They got no problem with.
But what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying though, dude. That I forgot about that. I was like walking out and about, and I was just like, oh, that's right. That's another thing you don't see in New York. You don't see a lot of plastic surgery.
Well, even if you go on like the apps and everything, it's like every single like girl or any of these things. I don't know what girls are obsessed with the lip things for, because like you can tell every girl that's gotten their little upper lip shit done.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't look good.
The lip thing is big, man. Hey, International Women's Day.
Of course.
Lips.
Whatever makes you feel
By the way,
confident.
if you're going to do one set of lips, you got to do the other one too.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know
100%.
why this one's full, and then down there, it's literally like a broken umbrella. You know what I mean? It's just inside out. You know, you ever have an umbrella just break on you because of the wind?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at down there.
I agree. Little
shout out to International Women.
Looks like the under table of a desk, you know, where they put a bunch of gum up in there.
Yeah. You guys did that a lot. So, but I mean, so your dad's obviously is he bringing home 20-year-old tail?
No.
My dad's
wrong
not
with your dad.
I know.
Dude?
My dad's not that
off,
kind of
man.
guy.
He's a wholesome guy.
What? He's just like, oh, there's a singles ministry at my church. Is he that guy?
No, not that bad. My dad just doesn't want any conflict. He's just very easygoing. Just, hey, oh, cool, this woman's not causing
Why did your
problems.
parents divorce, dude? Because it seems like you're like, that's the one thing I hate. Anytime it's too, like, it was amicable, they agree, they're still friends, they talk every day on the phone. I'm like, why divorce them?
It was more the family business.
My mom did the books for the business, my dad did the work, and then it was also the, my mom raised 5 guys for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And it was just like, all right,
that's called being a mother.
True.
Why are we like, stop it?
Between
Shout out to
that,
International Women's Day.
if you want,
that's the difference between Latino and
if you want,
white
Brian, we can put my mom on speakerphone right now, and you could interrogate.
I mean,
her
I
about
just
the
don't
divorce.
get this, because I hear this with like all my parents divorced. They talk every day. They're best friends. They took a couples trip together, and I'm just like, why fucking divorce?
They're not that. They're
like
not
in
that.
Latin culture, if people divorce, it's just because like, oh, your dad,
Cheated.
no, it's not even cheating. It's just like, how bad was the cheating? And it's just like, well, we caught, he was caught with, the secretary while also being caught with,
Hector,
your mom's best friend or something. You know what I mean? So it's like how bad did he cheat? It's not even he cheated. It's like, how bad was it?
How bad was it?
And it's to the point where you're like, okay, all right, she had no choice. You freaking basically had her at the edge of a cliff and you had to push.
Yeah, I mean,
but for you guys, it's just like white culture. It's just like, it was just amicable.
we weren't seeing eye to eye.
Exactly.
Eye to eye on things.
Our conversations weren't like they used to be. And I'm just like, what?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really ask because it's not really my business. Like, I love them to
true.
death, but it's also like, hey, you raised us the best you could. You did a wonderful job with us, and now it's like, whatever your thing is, that's your thing. I'm not gonna get involved in whatever your like. As
Did
long
they
as
give you a reason though? Because I feel like
I'm not gonna lie. I never asked specifically like, why are you I never like.
Really?
I think it was a combination between.
We were 27 when it happened, or 26, 27. So it's like,
you don't ask that though.
it's like you're a grown adult. Like, if you,
What am I going to change our mind? What are we going to have?
No, I mean, you're just not curious.
I guess
Like if your chick breaks up with you tomorrow, I'm like, oh, what the hell happened?
True.
His dick couldn't get hard.
I mean, we know what happened, but for Sean, actually, we would be like, what happened? But for you, we know, dude. You can't follow through.
Yeah, I also don't want to know that about my dad either. If that was the problem, I don't want to know.
Yeah, your dad's just you got your
medication for
dad's
that.
cock, bro.
They got medication for
You
that.
got your dad's cock. It's soft. You guys got your mother's cock.
Let's go, mommy.
Shout out to
Mommy
Mom.
cock.
Mommy
But you got your dad's dick, dude. It's just not working. Your mom had to go get some fresh.
He cranked up 4 boys. I'll take that. 4 boys is that
dude.
dick? I'll take that.
But here's the thing: even if one of your parents cheated, white parents, they keep that. They would never say it out loud. They're like, we want to protect the children and everything. But Latin, no, your father, he's a fucking messy cheater, and he esas putas que se cogió y todo. The shit talking I heard about my parents, dude, from each other. It's everything that a therapist would it would make a therapist commit suicide.
Yeah. Sure.
But it's like that's the culture, dude.
Well, you thought it was better being divorced young and hearing all that growing up.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I'm funnier than you guys.
That is true. I will say we don't have a lot of conflict.
Here's what I will say.
A lot of smiles growing up.
It's like New York. It's like, why are they better? I'm like, because they have more conflict and they have to problem solve more.
That's true.
That's the thing. You guys are in SoCal. You're beautiful white men.
Thank you.
You're white, straight, handsome men.
I always say if we were 6 feet tall, we'd be the biggest piece of shit in the world. We would not be funny.
That's true. Okay, that is the conflict. It's the height. You guys are vertically challenged.
Yes.
Short kings are in style though.
They are.
You guys are making a comeback.
It's short. It is Short King Spring next week. So.
Short King Spring. I can't wait. We need to get past this Women's Day shit.
Yeah,
and we need to get to Short King Spring.
Is Women's Day even a real thing?
Huh?
Is it even a real thing?
I mean, it's like 70% a real thing.
It's like
77 cents per real thing.
Yeah. 77% of the day.
Brian was saying they have to pat themselves on the back. Yeah, that's what it is.
You guys are short kings, but you, like I said, man, you guys are a hashtag now. You guys are, I mean, dude, there are some chicks out there that are like, you know what? I haven't really had a short king recently.
Here's what I will say. So women are actually going out of their way now to give short guys a chance.
I love this.
Where they never would have in the past. Usually, like especially with the dating apps, it's like whatever. They can just cut off 6 foot or higher. That's it. Now they've had enough bad relationship. The tall guys have treated them like shit.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Maybe I'll give this little fucking hobbit a chance. Maybe I'll see what he's working with.
They're doing us a favor by treating them like shit. The tall people are just driving
here's the thing.
out.
I've had female friends being like, you know what? Short guys are better lovers. They freaking go above and beyond. They, you know, they crawl up and down you. You know, they massage the back while hitting the back. You know what I mean? And it's really because they can't reach the hair to pull it, so they're just trying to grab what they can with their little, you know, little micro hands.
I do try to reach. I do try to like reach across and like grab like hair or neck, and sometimes like
yeah. While you're banging her like missionary, she's like, choke me, and you're like, I could if I can get up there.
I try to. It's the angling of the legs, like in doggy.
Yeah, she's like, can you let go of my boobs and choke me? You're like, this is as high as my arms will go. Yeah.
That's why I have a low bed.
Oh,
I have a low bed specifically.
It's true, dude.
Because if I do doggy and I'm on somebody else's and it's tall, it's just a bad angle for me. Yeah,
you're literally like,
I can't.
It's almost like it's like if you were trying to punch Tyson Fury, you're just like,
exactly.
I can't reach.
Leverage.
It's like I'm trying to punch a G-spot. I just can't get there.
No, you can't.
I will say it is funny when you're like cuddling afterwards and her head's like whatever on your chest. And your feet are touching her knees because her legs are just that much further down.
It's it's adorable.
It is. It's cute.
But here's the thing. I'll tell you this. Because I get a bias. People think I'm shorter than I am. So I get that, and it's because of the Latin thing. So Latin guys are naturally assumed to be shorter.
Yeah.
So back when I was on the dating scene, I used to get this every time. I go, oh my God, I thought you were gonna be shorter.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 feet, baby.
I was gonna say
I'm part of the 6 foot club and Latin, dude.
That's true, because I always do think you're more like our height, and then
fuck you, dude.
Seeing you, I was like, you are tall.
No, I'm not handicapped, dude. No, thank God. Yes, that's one thing I was blessed with. So
which is an outlier, especially for Mexicans.
It's true, dude. My brother's 5'8".
Oh,
so he's a short king, dude.
I'll take that.
But 5'8" is like, that's not really short king, right?
You guys like 5'6" and under.
You guys call it normal.
Yeah, 5'8", he's average height.
Yeah.
5'8" is like, it's like on the way. It's like literally middle ground.
Yes.
Well, honestly, nobody likes a 5'8" guy.
Really?
Because it's like you're not short enough to be a short king, and you're not tall enough to be tall. So it's like you're just there.
Yeah,
you're just average. You're just so average.
Yeah, it's true. I fucking hate my brother, dude. So.
Fuck your brother.
Yeah, he's such an idiot. He really is the worst. And but yeah, so I used to get that all the time from women. They're like, "Oh my God, I thought you were shorter." Yeah. And then, but it was like, and I always know this is like, it's the sigh of relief the way they said it.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's the bias though. Like, you know, shout out International Women's Day. Women can say that out loud and not get canceled for it.
Yeah.
Like women, like that. Here's the thing. People are like, women are like, it's so much harder. I'm like, you guys have privileges too. Enjoy them. You guys can literally say what you want in a man out loud, and everyone's like, yes, queen, get your man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I want him to be 6 feet. 6 feet tall, 6-pack, make 6 figures,
6
blah,
inches,
yeah, it's like everything.
That,
it's like they call it the 3 6s, right? Like 6 figures, 6-pack, 6 feet.
Yeah.
And they could say that, and it's like, yes, queen, get your man. I ain't fucking no broke dick, like you know. But the moment we're like, hey, you know, smile for me, baby. You can't even ask them to smile. Shout out International.
You seem tired. You seem really tired.
Yeah, you're like, what's the matter? You're not in a good mood today? What's going on, baby?
They're never in a good. I have that same side where sometimes there's girls on the dating app. If you look at them, you're like, is this one fat or is she? You can't tell. And then if I go to the date and then they show up like, oh, phew, she's not a pig.
Yeah, I mean, it's. By the way, here's the thing: we're gonna just be honest about that. That really is true because there's been a significant amount of times. I remember when I was on the dating apps, dude. I was like, on Tinder, early days Tinder. Fun times. But like, yeah, you would meet a girl and you're like, okay.
I have to show you this.
What happened?
This might be better for after. Show them afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's about to fucking put a woman on blast and everything. This is when you get canceled.
This is, I wanted to show him.
Can you describe it? Can you describe it?
We're wrapping up anyway. We're wrapping up.
That's
what I mean. And it's like, look, there'd be some women that show up and they're bigger than what they had shown online. But then I've also gone the opposite. There's some women that I've seen like, oh, there was a glow up from these photos.
100%.
Get yours, girl. I love it.
The pleasant ones is when you get a surprise on like if they hide their titties or their butt and they show up and they're like, oh damn, you packing some heaters in there.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a glow up there. Like when I went out with my wife, she told me, she's like, I purposely put bad photos up.
Yeah, I smart.
And I was like, yeah, more attractive than you posted online.
One of my friends is like that as well. She specifically put up. She's like, I didn't put up my most flattering photos because I wanted to get an authentic sort through.
See, that's what I mean.
I'll take that.
That's the one thing.
I'm smart. I have X-ray vision on titties, so I know how to see how they're hiding.
Crop and zoom.
Yeah, exactly.
Screenshot,
absolutely.
zoom, crop,
print
everything.
them out, hang them up in a black room. And
you're like McConaughey in True Detective.
Yes.
Like, hey man. Yeah, you're
trying to find a killer.
The
in
world
CSI.
needs bad men.
Yeah. Do your single friends ask you as a married man for advice?
No. Because they're having way more fun. They're like, the only thing they want more advice, like, hey, dude, can I be less happy? And I'm like, yeah, I got all the advice for that, dude. That's for him.
Just get married.
Just get married and have dogs and put up stupid content. Hey,
there you go.
That's what I mean. So like, no, I don't get relationship advice. I don't, because I always tell people, I'm like, dude, just keep doing what you're doing. You're having fun.
I hate married people that try to be like, oh well, this is what you need to do if you get like to get the one. I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No.
5 years ago is way different dating wise than it is. Like it's so. Things have evolved and changed so much in like 5-10 years. Like you couldn't even rationalize it.
No, dude. That's what I'm saying.
I have one. I
appreciate you not giving advice.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna give you. No, you guys keep doing what you're doing. Fix that dick.
Yeah.
That's the one thing advice I will give. Fix your dick.
Thanks, man.
You guys keep having fun.
Thank you.
It's Short King Spring coming up.
Yeah,
you guys crush some vag. I'm gonna crush some vag too. My spouses.
There you go.
And we'll have fun. We'll have fun, guys.
Hell yeah. Brian, thank you so much for coming on. If you got anything you want to plug,
I do want to plug some shit.
Go for this. Will come out a week from today, so the 15th.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
But
that's okay.
Thank you, Brian, for coming out. And again, we've known Brian since Improv 1 at Second City.
Woo!
Almost a decade.
Yes,
a decade ago. It's been a while.
Can you not tell people I did improv, dude? It's kind of gay.
Yes.
Dude. Got it.
And
oh my God.
I will never remember it.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not falling for it.
Brian, plug whatever dates you got and your social media, please.
Okay. So my social media is at BTD Jokes. I post 3 or 4 videos a week. Guys, follow my content. Thank you so much. I do have a pilot for a web series that I'm premiering on March 9th, which is Thursday. Which will be out by now. Yeah. So check that out on my YouTube channel. It's called Migrants, and it's a really funny web series where basically it's a mockumentary style like The Office and Parks and Rec, where a bunch of hipster Brooklyn people take in migrants that have been shipped from south of the border. So you have people that are like gender neutral pronouns interacting with people from La Raza.
I love that. That's
it's a little pilot that we shot, and we've gotten some really good response of it from the people that have seen it. It's going to be premiere for my audience March 9th. So check that out. It'll be on my YouTube channel by the time you guys go and support it. And if it gets enough views, likes, we're going to produce 3 more episodes.
There we go.
So
that's a great idea.
And this May, I'm going to be releasing a film that I shot back in December that I wrote. It's called Legalized, and it's a story. It's a dark comedy that takes place in the 80s, living in El Paso, Texas, on a border town whenever they passed the amnesty laws. So it's a dark comedy. Go and see that. That'll be out by May, or just follow the social media, and we're gonna keep trailers and teasers and stuff. But follow me, guys. I'm putting out more and more content.
You really are.
A lot. So
what's the YouTube? Sorry, just plug the YouTube.
It's just Bryan Torresdey. Just search Bryan Torresdey. It's also in my link on my Instagram. So Instagram is where you guys can find everything. Bryan Torresdey. Search it. BTD Jokes.
I'll tag you on
jokes.
YouTube as well. BTD Jokes, everybody. Please follow Bryan. We'll be at the Ontario Improv tonight when this comes out. We'll be in Valencia at JR's Comedy on the 25th of March, and then we will also be in Simi Valley at a rock and roll April 12th.
Yep.
And then we'll
adding more dates.
And we got all of our content coming out as usual. Please follow Bryan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Later.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Of course, dude.